Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today I've got a 1 versus 1 on bloody hell. Over in the Ork corner we have centimetre 4 millimetre. Whereas over on the Steel Legion corner we have Barak Orphan. Haha, I'm quite funny. Barak Orphan is going to go for double Legionnaires, going to go for a mechanised infantry doctrine, as well as an ammunition bunker. Whereas the Orks are going to be opening up with double sluggers, Gretchen infiltration, and a boy set, as well as a generator just for good measure. Don't think we've done this map before. As you can tell, well, I mean, the map's called Bloody Hell, and, well, there's just blood everywhere and it looks like hell, so I suppose self-description all in all going on there. Now, Steel Legion going for their mechanised infantry. I imagine that's a wombo combo of infantry as well as light armoured troop-carrying doofers, so we shall see how they're able to bring those to the forward in this match. Everyone just capturing their nearest and dearest while their generators go up and about. Be quite keen to see how the Orks play against the Steel Legion. Not as defensive, I would say, as the Imperial Guard or the Death Corps Krieg. The one major weakness that they have is that their... where are they? Their Pioneer squads are able to build up things quite nicely. They are quite combat orientated with their guns and whatnot, and their combat shovels. But they lack the ability to repair things, as far as I'm aware. That comes in Tier 2 when they get their repairing vehicle. Completely forgot what it's called at the moment, but that is what it is. So any damage that the Orks do to buildings in the early game will be sorely fought or felt during the entire game. We do have a Lieutenant Colonel on the field with a proud helmet and power sword crackling with energy as he charges into the Slugger Boy lines. Just some legionaries firing away at these Slugger Boys, trying to find safety and succour within this heavy cover. Big Mac going to charge in, slamming around with his gun and his big old, painful-looking power claw, deciding not to tussle with that hustle, but instead go along with these Ork Slugger Boys to capture that relic. While this is going on the bottom side, these legionnaires do seem to have found these Slugger Boys, but will try and avoid close combat with them. Not too keen on getting close and personal to these boys, as these guys do almost double the damage in close combat. But these legionnaires have found some support from their colleagues from the north, and will push these guys back, probably all the way away from the relic. So top relic for the Orks, bottom relic for the Steel Legion. Big Mac finding these pioneers, will start to shoot them from a distance, shaking his gun in an angrily manner, and then sending them packing. Will now decide to slam around this listening post while the Steel Legion come back to see if they can do some defensive nonsense. Interesting thing about these critical locations as well is that they're both within negative cover as well. So trying to decap these from an entrenched foe is going to be a little bit more difficult than you otherwise would anticipate. The second Pioneer squad moving in. Very brave, or foolhardy, depending on how one looks at it. I'm going to go for some extra members. These Legionnaires decide that those Pioneers can fight on their own, while forcing these Slugger Boys away from this relic, trying to prevent this listing post from being built up by these grots over yonder. Big mate there, and, how would I call him, Uriah Jacobus, with a mighty shotgun in one hand, a brazier and banner in the other. And that's a lot of firepower that the Big Mac's running through, although he's tanking it fairly nicely. Gonna teleport straight out of that. The machine gun sound then, but I can't see anyone with a machine gun, so unless anyone's gone for any upgrades. No, as far as I'm aware, not, so... Oh, no, never mind. The old switcheroo. He didn't go for a retreat, he just decided to do, teleport straight back over here and fire at these lads. 92 and 20 compared to 62 and 10. Ork with a mild blue money lead at the beginning. Listing posts going for some upgrades. This one over here is going to go so as well. Big Mac just having a little bit of a look around. Bit of window shopping, I suppose. Moving his way through here. Listing post down here has been upgraded. Oh, is it this that's making the machine gun sounds? Or am I going mad? Maybe that's it. Maybe the powers of the warp has finally taken my mind and I'm hearing gunshots where they're not supposed to be. Ork's going to go for a shooter boy squad. Not going mental in the opening of the game, but they are upgrading their listening post, so playing the long haul, going for that economy early on in the game. Steel Legion don't seem to be that aggressive, although then again, saying that, they are going to go for this relic down below. But even if the Orks lose this relic, or can't acquire it, they've still got the relic up north. So that's something at least. That's a thing. Oh, is the grots making that machine gun sound? It's a mystery, boys and girls. More shooters, in fact, double shooters coming down their way fast. Having themselves with big shooters. And look at that, the satisfying sound of Daka slamming down these legionnaires. We're trying to deke out their relic, but maybe a little bit too foolhardy. Not going to survive for very long. Morale has been broken. Thankfully, Uriah Jacobus was tanking some of that damage, allowing this last legionnaire to keep the squad online. Big Mech, though, with his tricks of teleportations, going to get him killed at the end. Jacobus, longing for revenge for his fallen comrades, decides to do a big old spin. A lethal spin. Spin to win. Garen from League of Legends, if that's still a thing. Or Beyblade, if you guys remember that. Believe it or not, kids at the school that I work at still play with Beyblades as they come in. Although I don't think it's been on TV for like a bajillion million years. I think it's just because it's pretty and it spins. Like fidget spinners, but for people who are slightly less autistic than people who actually use fidget spinners. No offense if you use fidget spinners though, obviously, because like, you know, we're all just trying to get through in this crazy world in a way that makes sense to us. Anyway, these Orks are a bit brown bread, they're going to die. But the Orks around here, all of their big shooters, not going to make the quickest work of this listing post, but will certainly do their best with the big mech tanking all the damage. Can I just say that the knob for the shooter boys is looking rather fabulous. Big old spikes on him. Got some Rough Riders charging in. Skirmish cavalry. Not ideal for getting into the thick of it against other melee foes, but will certainly go toe-to-toe with these shooter boys very nicely if the big mech decides to not get involved for too long. Listing post over here going to be upgraded. We're firing away at once that gets online. Orks jumping into the listing post to keep themselves safe. The Rough Riders giving these shooter boys a rough time, while these legionnaires over yonder not doing all that well. Uriah Jacobus, very low on health, will do his best to support his allies in the grand scheme of things. I assume it gives everyone like a buff around him as people near him get a big blue shiny.
Might you have another flask of Amazon, brother?
And it all goes relatively quiet. Oh, time to breathe. Right, what's going on? 74 and 20 for the economy for Legionnaires, compared to 116 and 30, so significant economic advantage for the Orks. They're going to go for some Storm Boys. Yeah, this map domination by the Orks is certainly going to pay them some dividends. The Steel Legion definitely need to break this Ork hold. Rough Riders, now it's their turn to have a rough time. Not going to live for very long. Steel Legion have gone for some grenade launchers. The shooter boy being kind of just forced over here in a bad session. Uriah Jacobus shining like a diamond for reasons beyond my ken. If any of you are familiar with the background lore for the YouTube channel, some of you will remember that for Soulstorm I had a whole book where I wrote down every single ability for every single faction. I would flick through when I didn't realise what was going on. But for Unification, there's like a bajillion million factions and a bajillion million abilities, so we're going in dry, we're going in hard, we're going in fast, that's how we like it. Storm Boys with their grenades attached to the back of their rockets, just in case they don't explode good enough when dead. Relay station, go for some deep strike stormtroopers, plus infantry health. Not sure I've gone for tier 2 as of yet, but these Storm Boys are looking hungrily at this critical location. And actually, they're going to go for all three in the middle as well, so entire map domination from the Orks at the moment. Steel Legion have gone for their deep strike stormtroopers. Quite lethal when they want to be. Can have a melter rifle, flamer, and a plasma rifle, which is what they are going to go for. But against these Storm Boys, not sure how well they're going to do. They are heavy infantry, so they will be very good against them. And yeah, actually quite a significant amount of damage from them. especially with the assistance of a Lieutenant Colonel and his bolt pistol. I do believe it's a bolt pistol. Yes, it's a bolt pistol. Sure, boys, moving around the side, going to try and see if they can flank these dudes, but the Legionnaires are standing firm in their heavy cover. Although it won't stand firm when the Storm Boys get them all tied up. Transfer turret, though, doing some work. Going to offer some assistance. Storm Boy Nob, though, got his power claw out. Got the more infiltrated. In fact, let's swap over so we can actually see what's going on. Got some Pioneers who are stealthed. Going to try and build up another transfer turret. Transfer turret over here, not doing the best of the best. We do have a Trojan. It's called a Trojan, that's what it's called. Which will come in here and try and do some repairs if we can get near. It's a quite a decent repair rate as well. Once it gets its little gun out. Yeah, look at that. Keeping that boy healthy as you like. But without any support, it will go down very quickly against all these Storm Boys. Transfer turret. Second one online. These Legionnaires now jump out, see if they can do something against these Orks. And it's quite an impossible situation for the Legionnaires at the moment. Even if they do manage to fend this off, they still have a lot of economy to catch up on. Trojan looks like it's going to go down, but has kept this listening post up and alive for a little bit longer. We do have a heavy bolter support squad over here. Just need to move over. Barack open. Concerned and concentrating with the micro of all his units at the moment. Listening post has gone down. We'll start to reinforce his Legionnaires, and the heavy bolter support squad is going to move forward. Really difficult to keep that squad in line when you've got these Storm Boys on the field. But we've seen stranger things happen. And with these Stormtroopers going for their plasma rifles, certainly will give these Storm Boys something to think about before they engage once again. Sure Boys also not looking too healthy at the moment. They have had a few of their big shooters, well, when I say a few, two of them missing. Orks deciding to go for a little bit of a cheeky push on the northern side. Deep strike Stormtroopers moving forward. Absolutely wrecking face when they get within range. Storm Boys over here making quick work of this listening post. What's coming out from the Steel Legionnaires? Nothing major at the moment. I'm going to go for infantry accuracy, improved recoil system, and upgrade to senior officers.
What do you wish of me, my son?
I'm not sure if the upgrades are what the Steel Legion want right now. I assume that they probably want more fighting men on the field. But then again, who knows, maybe an elite fighting force might be more useful than squads of simple stuff. Do have it? Cyclops going down. So this is a little unit that if it gets close enough, I think it just explodes. So let's see it do its business. We'll move in. Look at that. There's damage, well, doesn't do like damage over time, but it does like a big, like, doesn't go off just one bomb, goes off with several.
Ready to help.
Reminds me of, was it Company of Heroes, where you play as the VIMAX, and you get like a little remote-controlled self-destruction tank. It's very cool. I do believe it was historically accurate as well. I think in the last year or so of the of Germany in World War II, spent a lot of money on really gimmicky weapons that were really cool in theory. Did they do all that much? Who knows? I mean, not much because they lost in the end, didn't they? Here's the thing they did. It's been a while since I've watched a documentary on the old YouTubes. Do have the Legionnaires not functioning very well against these Stormtroopers. They are going to go down quite quickly. Trojan trundling along. The Bolter squad being surrounded by these deep strike troopers, almost hugging it, trying to keep it safe, trying to keep these melee squads from off its back. The Nob squad going down in numbers, but they are holding on. Lots of bolter fire though coming from over here. Storm Boy is going to charge straight in, going to focus on this transfer turret, leaving this heavy bolter support squad to fire away on its own right. And can the Steel Legion pull this back? It's not impossible. I mean, with this heavy bolter squad being left open, they are getting a fair amount of hits. They have managed to take down the big mech, which is a big get for them. More stormtroopers on the field. But yeah, I think they're actually able to get this done. Throwing down a grenade to stop these Storm Boys. Going to get a couple of them. Not quite a full squad wipe, but almost there. Nob squad's armor's going to go down, needlessly thrown away in combat. So yeah, this is now the turning point for the Steel Legion. They have to capitalise on a lack of Ork combat fighting forces on the field at the moment. They need to go and strike as quickly as they can to regain some semblance of power. 68 and 30 compared to 140 and 30 for the Steel Legion. They are going to go for some Mega Armor Nobs. It's not impossible, but it is quite the hill for them to climb. Listening post over here being bashed by the Storm Boys. Deep Sight Stormtroopers doing their best. Another Nob squad over yonder as well. Well, I mean, the Orks currently don't have any infiltration detection. For the moment anyway. I mean, the Big Mech's going to be up soon. Mega Armor Nob also can detect infiltrated units, so we've got a little bit of time. War Banners, I do believe, are able to see the infiltrated units there, so... But now is not the time to go into the base. You need to potentially decap some of these critical locations. Go for this weak underbelly of the Ork fighting force. Trojan once again being bashed in. Nobs and Storm Boys alike. Gonna go for another heavy bolter support squad. Got one here, one here. Probably would be an idea to keep them all massed. Bring them all at the same time. While the Stormtroopers do their best to whittle down the numbers. Which, to be fair, they're doing a grand job. These Nobs are not surviving for very long. Stormtrooper's going to jump back. Yeah, it shows that the upgrades that the Steel Legion player has been going for is certainly improving their offensive capabilities. I mean, 74 and 85 just for like a regular lasgun, not even taking into consideration the plasma rifle. So these guys do pack a walloping punch if allowed to be left to their own devices. Oh dear, seeing these Mega Armored Nobs slowly but surely trundling across the battlefield, are able to get a combi burner as well if they so choose. This is going to be a serious thing for them, for the Steel Legion to punch through. Pioneer squad and these heavy bolter squadrons have kind of been forgotten about. Will need to move forward a little bit if they're going to provide some supporting fire for the defence of this listing post. Mega Nobs fully equipped with all their lads. Heavy bolters now moving forward. Gonna start opening fire as much as they can. Oh dear, they are just gonna walk straight into the middle of these Nobs. Bit of a misclick going on over there. And now they're gonna be tanking all the fire from these shooter boys. Although the ones that are firing are taking down these Nobs quick, sharpish. Fire control bunker also adding to the firefight. Listing post once again going to be taken down by the Orks. And while it might be a bit of a one-sided game, the Steel Legion player is putting up a mighty fine defence as much as he can on the back foot. Certainly not giving the Orks a chance to breathe. Another deep strike of Stormtroopers ready to come in. Have a limit of 3, so this will be their maximum. Another heavy bolter support squadron in the mix. Mega Armor Nobs going down. These guys now going to push forward and send these shooter boys a pack in. So yeah, a stalwart defence once again. Trojan going to move around and repair anything and everything that they can, which is their want and need. Although the Steel Legion player has been squad capped, might need to bring these heavy bolter support squads out and start playing in the middle of the map a little bit. We will see that there is still a fair bit of play time left. 58 and 29, dear oh dear, it's not going well. Versus 134 and 28. Yeah, it's quite a sizable economic difference. Nothing major coming up from the Big Mech shop as of yet. Fighting tooth and nail against these Orks. Tank busters coming out. And these Stormtroopers are going to be flanked by a killer can. At the moment, the Steel Legion have no answer for anything vehicular. Yeah, this does look like a final push from the Ork player, if ever I've seen one. Unless the Steel Legion can bring out some big guns. But does not seem like they have the... It doesn't seem like they've got the economy for anything significant or serious. And even with their impressive firepower, this killer can is not a killer can't in this situation. And the shooter boy is using this light cover and heavy cover to maximum effect. The stormtrooper going backwards and forwards, trying to cut off the head of this green orcish snake. But the writing is on the wall. The cans are moving in. We're striking down these generator plants. Very little that the Steel Legion can do. Will delete all his own stuff, which is a form of surrender. And yeah, I mean, like I said earlier on, bit one-sided all the way through that, but can I just say, one excellent defense from the Steel Legion player, not giving the Orc player an inch of ground without killing a fair few Orcs in the process. So very good from both players. Anyway, mine's been Mr. Landshark, as always, never chart, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.